Hi.
I think there's a feeling in the room, in the country, that this is your title to lose. I just want to ask you just a very open question. How does that make you feel? Does it encourage you? Is it a burden?
I mean, I don't think nobody has probably more motivation, more hunger, more desire for us to go all the way and win it. But we know that the only way to do it is focusing and being very present in the moment and doing everything that we have to do today to be better than tomorrow. And that's it. That's the only thing that we can control. And the rest is just the things that they don't add any value to us, and they can take the focus to the wrong place.
Is there anything that you can share with us about how you do narrow that focus with the players?
We're talking every single day about what we have to do, what we are doing, what we can improve. So we are there, and we know how tough it's going to be Sunday, and if we start to prepare on Sunday, it's too late. So we already start to prepare after Inter to review what we did so well, other areas that they weren't good enough, and keep pushing individually and collectively, each of us to be in the best possible way on Sunday to win again.
I think the other notion is that people are writing off Man City as well. I'm assuming you're not writing off Man City.
You have to go back to the history of that club in the last 10 years and what they are capable of doing. So we know what we have to be able to do to win this Premier League.
Simon? Okay, you spoke briefly there about sort of headaches you have now in terms of selection. You obviously had them last year, but for very different reasons with the injuries. How do they compare the headaches now to the ones you had this time last year?
But these ones, I wouldn't, honestly, I wouldn't classify as headache. I would classify them and opportunities that we have to make the right call and the right decision. And then obviously managing the players that probably are going to feel disappointed, either don't play in the games that they feel are the ones that they have to play. But so far, I mean, the energy and the way the boys have reacted to those decisions has been incredibly positive, and we have to maintain that because that's a very important thing for the rest of the season.
It feels very difficult for us to sort of sit and think what the team will be, because you could play Gyökeres, you could play Havertz, you could play Zeus, you could play Calafiori, you could play Miles. Do you feel like that's a big weapon for you, kind of that unpredictability, that opposition teams will be sat there thinking, I don't know what team Mikel's going to pick?
Yes, I think that's always very positive, but for the players as well, because that means that they have to raise their standards in training to earn the right to play the next day. And the next day you don't know how many minutes, because the moment we want to change the game, we're going to have options to do that. And that's something that obviously in the last few years we haven't had for different reasons. And it's something that once we have it, we have to make sure that we use it in the right way to be a better team.
Do you like to keep the players guessing as well as everyone else then?
Yes, sometimes guessing, sometimes because I'm not clear let's be honest, to the morning of the match, because it is tough, because they are training so well and they look in great form and so willing to play the game, but sometimes for different reasons.
Hi Mikel, with Victor Gyökeres, obviously over the summer you reportedly in for a number of strikes, including Benjamin Sesko as one of the names. What was it about Gyökeres in particular that made you think he's the man that we need to get for this club?
Well, at the end we have to make a decision, and we believe that Victor was the best one in the scenario that we were, in the qualities that we didn't have in that number 9 as well, because we have the situation with Gavi and Kai out for many months, and we are very happy to have him.
What were those qualities that you needed?
Well, first of all, goals. Someone that can guarantee you goals. We know that word doesn't exist. But then someone very direct, very powerful, a proper 9 that has the goal between the eyes, and somebody that can stretch the pitch for us a bit more, especially when we have to play against certain opposition.
So he scores 54 goals last season, and there was a lot of hype around him. A lot of clubs were interested in him, and it was a big coup for Arsenal to actually get him in the end. Compared to how you thought the move would have gone, what's your initial assessment right now as to how the move's gone?
It's very early to assess. I mean, let's assess at the end of the season, and sometimes that even a very short sample, and understanding as well the league that we are competing and what is happening with the 9s across the league as well, in the manner that the game is changing. So there are a lot of factors there to bear in count to assess the player, and then we're going to assess the player not only with one of the aspects of the game, but in many aspects of the game.
Okay, last couple, John.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
What do you remember about coming up against Michael Carrick on the pitch back in the day, a very strong United team?
Yeah, one of my favorite 6. Very intelligent, like he could never break sweat. You know, he was so much in control of the games. very good in making early decisions, playing around you, progressive passes, always available, always fit. So yeah, a terrific player.
And you've been up against him once as a manager. What do you remember about that one?
Yeah,
Like
not great memories. So we have to change them.